What's going on YouTube? It's Donnie B all day. So if I was going to go into the Worktough Gear website and pick out a knife to bring into the woods and go in and come out knowing that I made a fire, I cooked some food, and I survived for a weekend, I I don't see why I wouldn't pick the Voyager. I mean, this thing is a get it done survival knife. It's just what it is, a great camp knife. If I was going to grab a knife from their website to scare your mom into thinking her name is Billy, I don't know, maybe this thing. So this is the Worktough Gear Aries. As you can see, this Aries is very well used. Um, I would think. Uh, I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to think of what I would use it for beyond just, holy crap, that was fun. Did you see what I just hit with that thing? Is it a knife that I would ever bring into the woods? Honestly, no. If I have to be 100% honest, the weight, the mean, the MEAN mean distribution of weight on this thing is more like a hatchet than a knife, but because of the sharp turn from belly to tip, it's going to be less of a hatchet because when you're swinging, you're going to be hitting here and you're going to have less edge impact on whatever you're hitting, meaning less chop surface per swing. However, this thing is brutal. It is heavy. It is thick. And even if you're hitting here, the mass amount of material you can chop through is going to be substantial, and the reason is because you have less of an edge to hit on, which is kind of contradictory, you'd think. But this right here, from here to here, as a hitting surface, you're going to hit less material going this way, but more material going depth-wise, you know what I mean? So the width of your hit is going to be smaller, the depth of your hit is going to be bigger. So like limbing and things like that, I mean, this thing would be ridiculous. Would I want to haul this beast? Me personally, no. But I can see why somebody would see this and go, holy crap, I want one. I mean, think about some of the stuff on my wall that came out of my brain. I would not carry that. I mean, this is one of my favorite pieces that I ever designed. I wouldn't carry that everywhere. No way in hell. I wouldn't carry this everywhere. The weight is just crazily sent through this knife. Depending on where you hold it, the weight completely changes. It alters per the grip. It alters the function of the swing, which is kind of nutty. The finish on here is crazy cool. I'm not exactly sure what this one is called. I know the knife is called the Aries. I think it's the Gen 2. This could be a Gen 1. I'm not 100% sure. I'm on the website right now. And when I looked up the Aries, I didn't see this pattern, but I could have been just missing it. Let's go over some of the specs real quick. Fixed blade, you think? So it is full tang. Overall length is 16.1 inches. The blade length is 9.25 inches. The cutting edge is 9.2 inches. The blade thickness is 0.267, so you're over a quarter inch there. It is a saber grind with a convex edge. That means it's going to hit. When you have a convex edge, much like kukris, much like a lot of this stuff is all convex edge, it's made just to hit. That means it's not made for tip work, made to hit. So like with mine, I don't do tip work with those, but although those are differential heat treated, so you don't want to do tip work with those. But with this, I mean, you can just feel it actually right in this position right here. It gets thicker than it is here and here. This one spot where it's made to make most contact is its thickest point in the edge, in the grind. I think that's smart when you're making a chopper. So the blade steel is Japanese SK85. Ours, the Rockwell is 5658. So they didn't make it too hard. Being a hitter, you don't want it too hard because you can chip. So this one, you're more likely, if anything is going to happen, which most likely not, you'd get a fold, which is easier to fix than a chip, right? The blade finish, again, I don't know. I'm looking at the Devil APO, and that's not the same as this. Let's see. The grip is 3D machined G10. It actually feels pretty good. You have a cross pattern in here. And one thing I have to say that probably wasn't meant to be, but it kind of is, and I kind of like the fact that it is. It almost looks like an American flag. It almost, the way the texturing changes, it's kind of hard to pick up. It changes right here. I don't know. I like that. I like it. I can't argue that. Let's see. Who designed this? This is designed by Hunter Cutchin. DB Hemlock. I'm assuming maybe it was a combo. A little collaboration there. So, purpose built for batoning, chopping, and sustained heavy use. I can see that. I can see that. Would I use something else? I personally would, but would this get the job done better than a whole lot of other stuff? I can see it getting the job done better than a whole lot of stuff. It's just big and heavy. So what we're going to do, because A, it's used pretty heavily, and B, it's not a knife that you're going to get. It's not your finesse cutting knife. We're just going to take it out and smash it. We're just going to smash with it. This was sent over by Choir Boys Outdoors, old Scabber, who, besides my channel, is my favorite channel. I love Scab. I love his channel. I love everything he does. He does it well. You'll notice right here, there's a drainage hole. So if your nipple's deep in water and you get water going down, it will drain out of here. Remember, you always want to take it out and dry it though, because you don't want to rust. You have tons of space for attachments, cordage, things like that. Lots of ability to attach things to this sheath, which is good. I'm assuming it comes with a some kind of belt loop. It's just not on this one that Scab sent to me, but I think it comes with it. Let's just take it out. All right, get it out here in the daylight. So you can see how it there, right there where the cross pattern changes. Tell me if that's not flag looking. That's kind of cool. So I guess if you're talking about design wise, if there was ever a design made to represent the words Hulk smash, this is probably it. And it's kind of funny that the design is made just to smash, because this logo is a happy face. That's kind of cool. Now, it's not the knife that's going to be the one that you're going to spin in your hand and get around if you are not privy to spinning. Don't try it with this knife, because it's going to be very easy to get lost in your hand, fly out, and maybe go through your foot. It's finding the exact point where it's going to be able to do that, but it can be done. It can get around. I noticed that it has like this brass or copper coloring, not brass. So I don't know if that's that devil's thing there that they do with the coloration, but I do like the copper color that comes through there. I think that's pretty cool. Let's hit. All right, so I'm going to work on some of this mesquite out here, because they need to come down anyway. These aren't real trees. They're basically weeds, and they're covered in, hold on. I got to try to grab one without killing myself here. Oh, it's like rubber. I don't want to hit this. I don't want to hit it. I'm scared, man. I'm scared. Hold on a second. I'm going to get my hand here. I know it. All right, I got it. So they're covered in these deadly thorns, and they're all over the place here. So I want to try and get rid of as many as possible. So this is a good way to do it, I guess. So I can say that you've seen that swing. This is Arizona stuff, man. This is baked. It's hard. It's awful. And it took no kind of swing. The one good thing about the grip, well, besides it's big, is I can use a OK grip, and that's how you swing a kukri, where you okay with your finger and your thumb, you open your fingers and you collapse the knife. And what that does is it makes an effortless swing. It makes the swing comes from the snap. And so you don't have to swing your arm to chop, right? You can, I'm keeping my elbow flat, and you can see that I'm still able to get through on just the okay grip alone. And that's a really good thing when you're talking about the need to chop. One thing is they have a double hump here, and it's almost like part of your hand wants to be forward and part of your hand wants to be back. I don't know if it's maybe because they have a smaller hand or whatever, but for me, the grip, I can't find a really comfortable space on this grip, but I can find a workable space on this grip. So let's swing with it. That just ate through the center of the Tootsie Pop right there. That was crazy. That was crazy. So I'm trying to hammer on the curved area, and what that's doing, because this isn't that wide, so I don't need an axe head width of connection. I want to get deep, and you can see by hitting this area, that's all I'm doing is getting deep. And when it comes down to, hey, get out of there. When it comes down to doing what I just did, that matters. Hitting on this point right here absolutely matters. Let's see if we can't get some more of this off of there here. That was, I swung with no effort. That was the easiest knockdown of one of these trees that I've done so far when I wasn't using my chainsaw. That is super easy. You guys are watching effortless swings. I can talk while I'm swinging and my voice won't change. My inflections won't change. They won't alter because I'm not going like this. So it's not like I'm talking like this and then, no, I can speak normally and swing through because there's no effort. I say, well, what would I ever use it for? Well, I guess if I was going to come out here without a chainsaw and just clear little trees, I mean, I could use it for that, but it's the same price as a chainsaw, so I'd probably rather use a chainsaw. But I definitely don't need one. Definitely don't need one. I mean, I don't have to pay for gas and oil in this thing. Look at that. That was one hit, barely hanging on, and it was probably a miss hit. That is crazy. I'm in the thorns here. I had to chop that piece off from my dog because she's annoying me. All right, look, I'm in it. I'm stuck in it on a flick. Ooh, that was a miss hit. Oh, trying to hit exactly where I want to hit it, but it's moving on me. There we go. I mean, that's simple. That's simple, pure and true. Let's see. The design for what it's made to do is exactly that. It's made to do exactly what it's doing, and it's made to not question whether I'm not even cold. Whether the design is going to function for its intended purpose, and its intended purpose, it's right here, man. Let's see. I'm gonna get a big swing in here. We'll see what happens when I really, really swing, because I haven't had to really swing yet. It's super, super clean. That is very, very smooth. Not made for it, but in a pinch, I always say, it comes down to the knife you have on you. But let's see if we can use some side grip. Get a couple shavings here. Make a little feather. It's hard with a knife this big to be delicate. So changing up to the side grip is definitely helping, but it's doable. It's doable. So if this happens to be the only knife you have on you and you're out in a wilderness situation, yep, you're going to be able to strike a ferro rod. Yep, you're going to be able to create feathers. Oh, I got stuck in it. Yep, you're going to be able to get yourself some firewood. It is so clean of a hitter. It's pretty impressive. It's pretty impressive as an absolute hitting machine. Let's try this one right here. Not so bad. Let's try another one. And I'm not worried at all. Just constantly smashing hard wood with this because because Worktough gear heat treats the hell out of a knife. So I'm not worried about ruining any kind of heat treat. I think this thing's just going to do okay no matter what. I used the OK grip on that, and I don't know if you can see, but that is a tear inside of it. And that was into a knot. Let me get on this side, that's gonna timber down on my head. That is crazy. As a hitter, that's nuts. That's a serious hitting tool. I mean, is it going to be your all-around camp knife? No, but I don't think that's what he wanted it for. I don't think he sat at the drawing board and said, "Hey, you know what we need? We need a camp knife that's going to be able to chop, going to be able to baton, going to be able to fillet," and then he came up with this. No, he stopped at chop. Golly, even this bouncing piece of wood, when I hit it, it's still devastating. I'm just hitting with the tip at this point, and you can see how much damage it's occurring. That's just tip work. Just over and over and over again. Got a thorn. Do some short strokes here. Wow, right there. Let's try to get a good hefty swing. That is damage points. That is straight up damage points. That's crazy. So, you know what's funny is I'll come out and I'll do these reviews and I'll talk about a blade. And because I have to be honest and because I have to tell the truth about what it's for and what it's not for, what it's shaped, how the weight is, how the control is, people think I'm being negative. Just being honest. And honestly, this is exactly what he designed it to be. Exactly. I mean, you're not going to take this out to repair your Toyota Camry. You're going to take this out, chop your Toyota Camry in half. And for that, it's an absolute workhorse. It's exactly what it's supposed to be. It does exactly what it's supposed to do. So for that, I mean, they nailed it. They absolutely nailed it. Do I think it's good looking personally? Remember, in every opinion is just opinion. No, it's ugly as hell. But damn, sometimes ugly is brutal. You know what I mean? If I'm in a fight with some guy and his sister tries to jump in and I need somebody to have my back, that's a girl, I'm going to pick the big ugly one because she's going to tear it up. This thing will tear it up, man. I don't know, man. That's the Aries right there. Aries is the god of war. It functions. It goes to war on wood. That's 100% for sure. So, the Worktough Gear Ares. If you got some wood to chop, this could be your knife. I am Donnie B all day. Until next knife.